Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go ahead and actually go back in time and then come back to the present. What do I mean by that? Well, of course, I'm going to go ahead and actually review the phenomenon, the sequel that is 40 years in the making, and that is History of the World Part 2 on Hulu, made by the incomparable Mel Brooks.
Hi, I'm Mel Brooks, yeah. The guy who brought you The Producers, Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs, and Blazing Saddles. And now I am proud to present the long-anticipated follow-up to my film, History of the World Part 1.
Now, if you like Mel Brooks, you like his comedies or anything like that, I'm gonna need you to go and actually click like for this particular video, maybe even subscribe. Can I get that from you? Okay, maybe I should try and go and actually score off of Mel Brooks' name. Maybe I should try and make a name for myself. So let me get into this review. So the History of the World Part 2 premiered on Hulu on March 5th. Now each episode is roughly about 25 minutes, and there's only 8 episodes in this limited series. So very easy watching, digestible, bingeable, if you will, right? Now, this is a movie that we know who it's for, but let me identify it for you, because obviously anybody that is a Mel Brooks fan, target audience. For people that are fans of comedy sketches, history buffs, parodies, spoofs, those are some target audiences for this as well. So for this, since it is a sequel to the History of the World Part 1, fans of that movie, who this is going to really be targeted for. Similar types of comedies that you may go ahead and actually vibe with on this is like Monty Python and the Holy Grail, or Drunk History that was shown on Comedy Central. So those are some barometers, gauges that you can go and actually figure if this is for you or not. Now, identifying myself, I'm going to tell you that I'm about in the middle of this, meaning I'm not necessarily a main or a casual. I'm in the middle. Why? Because I don't like all or even like most of the comedies like this. They can either be a hit or miss for me, but when they hit, they are absolutely hilarious. When they're a miss, I'm just sitting there like, this isn't funny. So I'm actually on the borderline of both of these, so I'm going to be able to see both perspectives for mains and casuals on this one. The first thing to go and actually note in this particular series is that there was obviously an effort to collab with Mel Brooks with these various different people. Why do I say that? Because there's plenty of star power in here. You have people in a sketch comedy like Wanda Sykes, Jack Black, Danny DeVito, Quinta Brunson, JB Smoove, Ronnie Chang, Marla Gibbs, Zazie Beetz, just to name a few people. There's a ton of people in here that you'll know names of comedic actors and comedians and actresses, and some people that have been in the scene for a long time or what have you. And it speaks to the fact that they're honoring and wanting to go and actually have a chance to work with Mel Brooks, and I think that speaks a lot of him. Now, Mel Brooks was the king of parody and spoof comedies in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So in this realm, because there's effort put forth and people genuinely, you can tell that the actors really want to make this work, it actually has very good comedy acting as far as people giving efforts, trying to deliver the lines, trying to deliver in a certain way, making scenes work, things like that. There is a lot of effort here to go ahead and actually make it a good sketch comedy show. So I like the effort in there. The acting is on point as far as effort and talent being there. Now, the stories or sketches, most of which are kind of like ongoing tales, are large references to historical persons, places, and events. But it's seen through the prism of today's media. So envision like a teenage Anastasia Romanoff sitting up in her room live on Instagram while her family might be downstairs getting slaughtered. Or how about the story of the night that Judas betrayed Jesus, but it's told in a Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of format, with Judas playing kind of the role of Larry David. Or how about Shirley Chisholm navigating being the first black congresswoman framed in a Jefferson's sitcom style? That's what we have going with this type of sketch comedy. And we have a host of other types of stories and sketches that are one-offs or ongoing or what have you, stuff like that. And we have a lot of talented people coming up with it. Some of the comedy is gold. Some of it is okay. And some of it falls flat.
Hands up where I can see them.
Good gravy is Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman, the inventor of the bathtub?
How did these dumbasses enslave us?
As comedy is subjective, there are people that will love this and people that will hate this. I feel it's really in between. Some of the sketches work because it's the right beat. The jokes are timely and they're delivered masterfully. And then the update, the modern update, whatever trying to convey on there actually makes sense in that particular sketch and it works. Now there are other ones that fall flat because they were trying too hard to make a point, trying too hard to go and actually make a joke that just doesn't go and actually work, or a reference was so obscure that it loses funny vibe, or the actor just didn't quite make it work. The joke just doesn't land. For a casual person, the good thing with a comedy like this is that there's only a few minutes with each scene. There's about 4 to 6 scenes or stories per 25-minute episode. So if you don't like something, all you have to do is wait and see what the next one holds. You're not going to go and actually be beholden to that particular scenario for very long. So if you actually have attention span short or you just don't like a particular sketch, you're going to get another one fairly soon. So that's one where you could go ahead and actually be subjective in a comedy and not be force-fed to just deal with it the entire time. But what does that give me for the verdict? For fans of Mel Brooks, parodies, historical comedies, this is a no-brainer. You watch the entire series. It's an 8-episode commitment, 25 minutes each. The care and effort is there. There's love in doing this type of sketch. You could tell by the amount of talent that's collected, and they're really putting forth effort. The sketches are short enough in the episodes that you could totally binge this out on a night and be satisfied. And if you're the fan of a Mel Brooks type of parody and comedies, this is your usual type of deal. You're not going to be disappointed. For casuals that are just looking to go and actually see if this is kind of funny or not, I'm going to encourage you to watch the first 2 episodes. You have to find out if this writing style is for you and see if it really vibes with you. For those people that are Gen Xers or boomers, if you will, they already know if this is the type of style for them. They grew up on Mel Brooks and those types of comedies, they know. But for millennials and much more for Gen Z, you're really going to have to go and actually pay attention to the first 2 episodes of sketches. It's entertaining enough for you to kind of get through it to see if it's your type of vibe. And to be honest, it's actually a good window into the types of comedy that came before it, where now you go and actually watch things like either the current Saturday Night Live, or you watch Key and Peele, or some other sketch comedy shows that have come since that time. They get a lot of inspiration from Mel Brooks, so it'll be a good study in that type of comedy, and it'll entertain you enough that you won't feel that you wasted your time. So again, for mains, for the target audience, we're going to go and actually binge the whole entire series. For casuals, watch the first 2 episodes and see if this is for you. So that's what I actually have for The History of the World Part 2 on Hulu.
History of the World, Part 2. Part 2. Part 2. Part 2.
If this was on Netfish, I would cancel my subscription.
You stuck with me the entire time. I appreciate that about you. And hopefully this review went ahead and actually gave you a good vibe on what this series is going to look like for you. So if you felt like I gave that to you, do me a favor, click like. If you really liked it and you really want to go and actually show some love, go ahead and actually subscribe, because I want to keep on going actually bringing these reviews to you. But until the next time that I go ahead and actually find a review that I want to give you, take care of yourself. I'll holla at you.